while those who sailed into 2023 on cloud nine were lazily waking up in the mid-morning of January 1st, shock was beginning to grip the nation. Rumors of a stampede at a New Year concert at the Freedom City Mall in Namasuba, Wakiso district, first appeared on social media. Much later in the day, it emerged that 11 people had been trampled to death. The event organizer, Abe Musinguzi, who goes by the alias Abitex, and others were slapped with 13 counts of rash and negligent acts that led to the death of the unfortunate revelers. By October, the case against Abitex had been dismissed due to lack of witnesses. Then, on 23rd January, 348 members of parliament voted to censure Persis Namuganza, the State Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development. The MPs on opposing sides of the political spectrum ganged up against the soft-spoken but vocal minister after she refused to step aside during investigations into the Nakawa Naguru land row. She had been accused of overstepping her powers in this saga. To date, the appointing authority, in what would be termed as defiance against the House, is yet to drop Namuganza from her position.
His Excellency President Antise A2 Yabukaire Makumi Atanu.
On 13th February, after a protracted battle with the courts of law, opposition members of parliament, Muhammad Segirinya and Alan Sewanyana, were released on bail. They had been on remand for 17 months, accused of orchestrating the wave of machete killings in Greater Masaka that claimed 26 lives in 2021. In this highly political case, the public remains skeptical about the terms and conditions of the release of the duo. Today, the embattled Segirinya is suffering from the effects of his incarceration, while his colleague seems to have moved on.
Ever since I was discharged from Amsterdam Hospital, I never feel fine.
Regrettably, we may never know who killed the 26 people in Greater Masaka.
No distress. You are depressed.
While bullying in boarding schools is a lifestyle, a fire that broke out at Chamate Secondary School in Tungamo municipality came as a shock. It emerged that older students had deliberately started the fire to burn to death Bonus Atukwase, a 14-year-old senior 1 student who had reported their bullying activities. On the night of 27th February, the students tied Atukwase on his bed and set his dormitory on fire. The suspects, aged between 18 and 16 years, were charged with murder, attempted murder, arson, and 175 counts of malicious damage to property and remanded to Ntungamo Government Prison.
Now 1.5 million members.
On 1st March, a select committee of parliament recommended the dissolution of the board of the National Social Security Fund, or NSSF, over its failure to ensure that there is a secure, profitable, and effective management of the fund. The committee also recommended a lifestyle audit of the NSSF managing director at the time, Richard Byarugaba, and his deputy, Patrick Ayota. It also recommended the resignation of the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, in public interest for directing NSSF to avail 6 billion shillings to her office. Today, Ayota is NSSF's new managing director, while Byarugaba is in court, fighting to regain his former position. Minister Betty Amongi is still in office.
These homosexuals are the ones who are spreading AIDS. Because you're looking at a wrong address. That address, is it meant for?
Then, on 21st March, Parliament passed the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023, criminalizing homosexuality in Uganda. It was a full house, with MPs grandstanding about protecting family values and traditional norms, which state that sexual relations between humans should only involve a man and a woman.
We owe ourselves a duty to preserve humanity, to preserve our culture, protect our children in particular.
Since then, the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 has become Uganda's Achilles heel, with our economic survival under international pressure thanks to a backlash by Western powers opposed to the law. Then sadly, Nation Media Group Uganda, especially the NTV fraternity, ended the first quarter of the year under a dark cloud. On the morning of 25th March, our colleague Edward Muhumuza died in an accident at Nambi-Jura Bridge on the Express Highway. He was rushing to hand in an assignment at Nkumba University that he had spent the better part of the night working on. Muhumuza, who died at a very young age, had shown a lot of promise. He was eulogized by colleagues as a promising and very focused reporter, a talent that is hard to replace in the newsroom.
I can talk about Muhumuza as a reporter who has been aggressive and willing to learn anytime and anything new that he comes across.
Gillian Nantume, NTV, Weekend Edition.